I think the situation is indeed escalating and it threatens to get out of control. We're nowhere near a mutually agreed solution. We have not seen yet the full extent of what we may well see in terms of the consequences of this trade conflict in the U.S. economy, and that's perhaps why the market hasn't taken what's happening in trade much into account. But we're starting to see some slowing of investment decisions because of uncertainty. We'll be seeing soon some more price increases if Walmart and other retailers are correct. And I think we'll see a disruption in supply chains from this latest round of mutual tariffs, and certainly that will be so if the president follows through with an additional $267 billion in tariffs on Chinese imports.
So do you think we get to a point where there's 25% tariffs on nearly $500 billion in Chinese imports?
That's where we will be come January 1.
Do you think we'll get there, though?
I think we're on our way there because I don't see any possibility of the U.S. and China finding common ground in negotiations. At this point, they can't even resolve to sit down and talk. The Chinese had been scheduled to be here this week, canceled that in light of these tariffs. And now the U.S. has suggested talks once more. The Chinese have refused. In my view, it may be time to take a different approach. One option would be mediation through the WTO. The Chinese say they support the WTO. This would be a chance for them to prove it. Of course, the president has shown nothing but disdain for the WTO, but his administration continues to participate, and they say they support it. Perhaps they should try some outside mediation. What does the president have to lose? He could always denounce the mediator.
What's the end game with NAFTA, do you think, too, since you were one of the main sponsors when you were in Congress? Do you see us, you see Canada coming around in a trilateral deal, or you think it finally is just Mexico at this point? What do you think?
Well, the United States has set a deadline of the end of this month, so we've got about a week to go to see whether the U.S. and Canada can reach some type of a compromise. Several serious issues divide them, dairy subsidies, dispute settlement, government purchases. There is room for a compromise, but I don't think the Canadians are going to respond to continued bullying by the United States. I'm a former trade negotiator, and that's not the way you find common ground and reach an agreement. It will be important for both sides to be able to go back home and say, this is an agreement that is in our interest. And it's important to keep that thought in mind at the negotiating table. If both sides do, then there's room for an agreement, and we certainly need one. In my view, we need more NAFTA, not less, and what the president is giving us so far is a whole lot less.
All right, Mr. Bacchus, thank you. We appreciate your time. We'll be, I don't know when this ends, but we're right in the middle of it, and there's Mr. Bacchus's book, The Willing World, Shaping and Sharing a Sustainable Global Prosperity. We appreciate it. Thanks.